When I was about 8 years old, I used to go to the VHS shop and rent PlayStation 1 games. And one of the games that I rented several times was Chicken Run. Now, I don't necessarily know why, because I wasn't very good at it, and I had never seen the film. And for whatever reason, I didn't get round to seeing it until this week. It's taken me nearly 22 years to see this film. It was released in 2000, and it's directed by Peter Lord and Nick Park, and we have a pretty brilliant voice cast, including Mel Gibson, Julia Sawalha, Phil Daniels, Jane Horrocks, Miranda Richardson, Timothy Spall, Imelda Staunton. Like, it's obviously an absolutely fantastic voice cast that admittedly wouldn't have meant anything to me back in the day. So maybe it's a good thing that I waited a little bit longer, quite a lot longer, so that I could appreciate these brilliant voice actors, well, actors in general. With regards to the film itself, I liked the style of animation. That's obviously true. Aardman are fantastic, and I always love their animation style. The characters are a lot of fun, and the dialogue is brilliant, but I found the actual story to be quite slow progressing and not the most well developed. And I'm speaking with that both in terms of an adult viewer and also maybe the younger viewer, although I think, the younger viewer is going to be more easily engaged with this because it's a lot of fun. But I think the narrative could have been a bit more involved. Nevertheless, I still enjoyed it. This is about these chickens who want to escape their chicken farm. And bearing in mind this was 2000, if this was released now, obviously with a significant growth in how many people are vegetarian or vegan, I think it may have had a different reception, an even more positive reception, because it's about these chickens who are obviously going to be eaten at some point, but they're on this farm and they want to escape, and then this cockerel apparently just flies onto this chicken farm, and the chickens enlist his help to try and escape the farm. Will they be able to escape the farm? Is this the right thing for them to do? Will they find freedom? Or will they be destined to be farm chickens for what will be a very short forever? Obviously, I'm not going to tell you what happens. That's kind of the whole point of the narrative. And I thought the concept was really interesting. The fact that humans are being painted straight away in a negative light is really good. The fact that it's kind of saying don't eat chicken is... I have to say I have no problem with people who don't eat chicken, absolutely no issue with that. But it's just weird that it's kind of stressing that. Maybe you could argue it's stressing that the chickens should be free range, but they're not aiming for free range lifestyle, they're just aiming for complete freedom. So, as an adult viewer, it's hard to know what the film was trying to do in terms of its message. But ultimately the message here is don't encage animals and treat them poorly and treat them like they're there just to do your work and lay eggs and be food. The narrative itself I just found got very old very quickly with regards to what are they going to do next to try and get out, how are they going to try and escape now, but I did thoroughly enjoy the characters. There were some really fantastic characters. The one who does her knitting all of the time, I adored. She's a little bit not fully tuned in. The character who was a sergeant? A captain? Whoever he thought he was, I thought he was a lot of fun. The cockerel character is brilliant. Really enjoyed the characters. I thought they were brilliant. The dialogue that came with them, sensational. Very witty. We have some one-liners, some quick remarks. It's an absolute pleasure to watch with that. So even if the narrative I'm finding doesn't engage me as much as I'd hoped, the dialogue, the way the characters interact with each other, some of the wittier characters that have quite dry humour, I really enjoyed those. And when you couple that with the beautiful animation style, it is a lot of fun to watch. So while it wasn't quite what I had expected, and maybe I didn't enjoy the narrative as much as I'd hoped, there are so many aspects of this that I did enjoy that I was not disappointed. Was it worth 22 years? Maybe not 22 years. It's not a film that I will watch again in a hurry. Maybe I will... if I'm in a hotel or something and it's on TV and I've got nothing to do for a couple of hours, sure, I will watch it. But I don't know if I would ever actively go out of my way to watch it. We'll see. But either way, Chicken Run, I see the appeal. I understand the PlayStation game's narrative a little bit more. The voice acting, and the casting very, very good. The animation style is beautiful. At the end of the day, Chicken Run is a pretty good film.